Work to Life. Here with my other half, better half. You want to tell them what we're talking about today?
I let you do that.
Because you don't know. So we are going to talk about, y'all, sometimes I can't talk because I have Invisalign. And I'm like learning how to talk again. So excuse me. We are going to be discussing supporting the hopes and dreams of your spouse. And we want to just share our experience, and we've gathered some information from some websites. And we want to start off with a quote that we found on Talkspace.com.
See, I always got a quote.
I'm a lover of quotes, okay?
Okay, Aristotle.
Yes. This is not Aristotle, though. Okay. This comes from an article called 9 Things Highly Happy Couples Talk About. That's a tongue twister. When it's a healthy marriage or relationship, each person feels free to be honest and share their dreams without restraint. That's because the other person listens and encourages those hopes and dreams. When you get that little push, those dreams seem more possible. And that's from Talkspace.com. And we'll just let that kind of form our conversation.
Yep.
You don't have anything to say?
No, I just,
Okay, so
couldn't say it any better.
So in our marriage, we have had, Lamar is the dreamer, would you say, in the marriage?
Yes.
Yes. He has a dream.
I mean, yes.
What?
I mean, you have dreams too. I mean, but
I'm the type that
you're more not
complacent is such a negative word.
Yeah.
When I get in a place where I am comfortable, I would like to thrive in that space. Lamar is one who thrives more when change is occurring.
Okay. Well, no, I like change. It's just that, like you said.
Scoot over? You're kind of down.
Whoa, I got skinny. You can pull me over. Yeah, I just, I mean, change. It's because change. That's one thing when I always want to be there is change. But I just always aspire for different type of things, business-wise, spiritual, relational.
And I'm just right the opposite. When I get in my groove, I will thrive in that groove. I don't like change. I don't like change in my closet. I don't like change at work. I don't like, it doesn't matter. I just don't. So we're opposite. So I think it's important though, when those dreams occur, that you support your spouse. And in our marriage, since he's the dreamer, that has looked different. I remember when he first wanted to get into real estate. So we are into real estate, but when he first wanted to get into it, he had this bright idea to do this workshop in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot. I'm not talking about like a $300 workshop. How much?
Oh, there's a lot of money. But I didn't do it though. I got a refund. So no. So the conference was like a couple $100, but then when you got there, they upsold you to like get like a mentor and all this other stuff, and it ranged from like 15 to like 25,000. And I was like, man, let's do it 15,000. I was like, we don't got no debt, no student loans, because I'm like, let's invest in ourselves, you know.
So I appreciate when he shared this ambition, this really
we didn't have
huge
kids.
ambition.
We didn't have kids.
We didn't have kids. Were we in our careers? Were we in school?
Well, I've been in my career since I graduated. Well, you have too. Yeah.
I was about to say, do not play
Yeah, I mean,
me. Do not come for me on this video. Yeah, so I think we're in our careers. He brought this idea. I love that he felt comfortable enough to come to me as his partner, as his spouse, to share this, because some people don't even feel that amount of comfort. But something I will say is give honest feedback. We could share ambitions all day, but we have to be honest. And I was honest with Lamar. I didn't think we, starting off, needed this huge package.
Yeah.
And what happened from there?
Well, so I signed up, but then there was like a week or two period where you can like get your money back.
And
so,
anybody that knows Lamar knows.
So after I did and I came back and I started researching
People,
myself,
people.
I was like, I can do this myself. Or there's stuff on YouTube and there's stuff, I could go find a mentor. So I did get my refund back for that. So it wasn't that investment, but that's something. Cause I'm the type where I get to the point, even though you have to listen, I have stuff always brewing in my head where sometimes I don't even tell it. It's just chill out. Okay. It's like, so you got not to get on your spouse's nerves because I love Shark Tank, so it's like always something, and so I have to sometimes slow down and just realize like, okay, I just talked to her head off about this for a week. Let me just give her.
So when I give you my honest feedback, do you appreciate it or you take it as like a blow? I don't know what he's about to say, y'all, but do you take it as a blow, like, oh man, she don't believe in me? Or...
Oh no, I believe in myself. I mean, so
That's not what we're here. We're not talking about self-confidence.
Yeah,
we're talking about the support of the spouse.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I appreciate your honest feedback. Because it's not like a blow, it's a dialogue. So
and I think
just like what you were like that, you just had an opportunity to be a part of this program that's really kind of what you want to do long term. But you really want to do it. I said, hey, I'm there to support you, but I just said, hey, here's some things to think about, with the different current environment, some of the commitments, and then also knowing how you are with commitments of what they was asking you to do. And I was like, hey, if that's what you want to do, I'm here, but and so I think it's about just supporting and pointing out what are the pros and cons.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then
I don't think support always means that you agree. Support is just being that person for them. And even with the $15,000 investment that you wanted to do, when we were not able to do that, it was more of a, like you said, let's talk through this. And a lot of times you're the type, well, I could be like that too. You'll talk yourself through it and be like, that's not really a good idea.
Yeah. Then you just need the affirmation from somebody else outside or whatever. But that one I actually talked myself into doing it. And then I got back home and then I was like, that much money. I'm like, that could have been invested, so. But
it worked out.
It worked out.
We learned.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
It didn't cost $15,000.
And it didn't cost. And we'll have to talk about that in another video, what we have learned about real estate. But anyway, I also think with supporting your spouse with their dreams, I think that it builds this bond and promotes growth. Another example I can think of is when, like Lamar said, his wheels are always turning. What can I do next? We're just, the running joke in one of our family group texts is that he's going to go to med school next to become the next Dr. Meredith Gray.
Yeah, well, I am a doctor, but yes,
you're not a
medical doctor.
You're not. But anyway, he always has something going. So he decided he wanted to go to law school. I remember this like it was yesterday. He came home and it's like this light bulb just went off. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? Lamar has never mentioned law. And something was brewing, and you talk about how like your mom, surrounding her passing, a lot of your law got intrigued, but I never knew he wanted to go to law school. So what really?
I don't know. I was in a job that, I was in a job fresh out of college. That was just one of those, it was a finance job, but it was a job that was too easy and not challenging. So I'm the type, I need challenging work. And so I was an auditor, and so I had a lot of downtime.
For the state, yeah.
And I worked for the government, and I probably ought to work 2 out of 14 days, which some people are, that's cool, but for me, I'm like, So I just had a lot of downtime. So I just used to have to watch YouTube, Church TV Network.
Shout out to Church TV Network.
Hulu, Netflix. I mean, at work, like it was. I actually don't know what sparked it. I don't know. But then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do law school because I already had my MBA, and
it didn't make sense to me. So I could have been like,
I did have a mentor that had went to law school in banking that kind of went the same path. So I didn't know the opportunities that it could open. and the doors that could open. So I was like, we didn't have kids at the time. You keep saying some of the stuff is like when we didn't have kids, but then
So
I ended up
you
finishing my
started in
school.
what year?
The second kid.
2014? 15. Yes, no kids, but we kind of were talking about it. So I was like, is this really? First, as the supporting spouse, you need to have conversation with yourself first. Because I could have blurted out what I was thinking, and it might would have discouraged him to reach his hopes and dreams. So I'm having this internal conversation like, why? He's in a good job. He has the ability.
It wasn't the best job, but okay.
It was. You had the ability for growth. You knew the path you could take. So I'm like, me being me, I'm like, why don't you just stay there a couple years? So I'm having this internal conversation before I come out to him. And I'm like, why would he do this? And he knows we want to start to have kids. What's going on? But instead of taking that, just spurring out all the negativity, I did my pros and cons. Like, why do you want to do this? I'm here to support. How can I help you achieve your dreams? And we talked it through, and he ended up enrolling, and it was great. But I think it promoted growth in us. He was gone 2 nights out the week, or 3, 2 nights out the week. And then by the time it ended, we did have 1 child and 1 on the way.
Right. And then Taylor had a bright idea a couple of months back, like, hey, I might go back to get my doctor. And I'm like, whoa, we got 2 kids now.
Was he so supportive?
Yeah, so I was like, hey, I'm down, but different animal, but hey, I'm there, I'm down for the cause.
We'll see if there will be another better Dr. Moore in this house.
I mean, you gotta step it up. I'm a doctor.
But do you think that we grew during that period, that law school period?
Yes.
You're full of
The heart grows fonder when you're apart.
But, and I also think too, something that with your dreams, like with real estate, it started becoming part of what I like to do too. And it gave us something.
Okay, I'm just listening. Why you stop?
Because
I'm intrigued. What are you gonna say?
I like what comes from it.
Right.
I don't necessarily like the managing. That's why we should hire a property manager, but that goes back to, But anyway, it gives us something to look forward to. Like I liked seeing it decorated when we did like the Airbnb special, and it just gave me a long-term, I got to see what our short-term goals were going to be with real estate versus long-term goals. So it gave me a push, even though you were doing the legwork on most of it, because that was your thing. I don't know. What do you think?
Yep. Let's wrap it up.
You know what? I need a new partner. And I would also say too, if it doesn't go as planned, whatever that dream is, still be supportive.
Yes. Because life is full of ups and downs, success and failure. And see, from one of my good friends, T.I., he says,
when did y'all become friends?
He says, success is when opportunity meets preparation. So, a lot of times God blesses you with opportunities, but have you been preparing for that opportunity? And a lot of times when that occurs, that's what is success. Even if it doesn't occur, like even if you fail, that's still considered a success. So I know you hear a lot of people say, they didn't lose or they didn't fail, they just took it as a learning opportunity. And so I can definitely say that, I've had a lot of business ventures, some that have done well.
We keep talking about his because he's the big dreamer that affects the whole household.
Anyway, so I've had some things that didn't work out, but I learned from those, and the next, some I, try to go dive into or this and that or whatever. And she learns more so how to handle me through those conversations. And she's ventured out and done a few things too, though. So, but yeah, I mean, and it's not just goals like business, financial goals, but like your dream, like okay, where I want to be spiritually, you know, where I want to be relationally, I want to work on these relationships here. So I think she cut herself short a lot because she dreams really big on the relational side. Like the other day, she came in with some thank you cards, and I was like, what do you like? That's what you're sending people after you got married or something. I'm like, what are those for? Oh, I'm about to start sending. I really want to send cards to people with just random kind of, acts, thank you. Like that's a dreaming big, trying to impact people relationally. So she does a lot. She's cutting herself short.
That's sweet of you.
But she's always thinking, I'm more on the business, financial, or spiritual.
We just have different types of
and
dreams.
she's spiritual, more relationship. I mean, I'm a relationship, but I'm not like her. Like I can be a homebody all day, but I am an extrovert. But that don't mean I'm about
You're
to be out there.
extroverted, introvert.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah. So if you put me in a room, I'm gonna make things shake. You feel me? But I'm also at home, a homebody, and just like Netflix and leave me alone. Kids go to bed. Like I'm about to do when we get done with this video. I'm about to go watch Netflix.
Anyway, so we want to end with I need to quit saying
Yeah,
we found because
found.
he don't be finding.
See, this is
anything.
her dream. Like
This is one of my dreams.
Yeah, the channel. So I support.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
more progressionally.
So
So comment below. Okay, so this is one of the biggest, the debate that we have when we do videos. I'm more of a 5 minutes below. She's more of a 25 minutes and above person. No,
we do a combo. It's fine.
So-
we don't need a comment.
yeah, she don't want that truth to come out in those comments. If you were like 5 or below or 10 and above.
You need a mix. I
Okay.
get it.
All right.
So we're going to end with 5 ways to support your spouse's dream from Symbiz.com because I believe in not plagiarizing.
Right. That's another story.
So, yes. So number 1, they say first way is to pray for your spouse. I'm really big on this. Lamar is big. We both have journals that we are not only praying, but we're writing out the prayers for our spouse because I think it's most important. We're the biggest supporter of each other, so we need to be praying for one another.
All right. 2, speak positive and reinforcing words. 3, like, you be elaborating on this. It's not much you need to
Number
elaborate.
3, ask how you can help. So always be a support, be a key player in their dreams.
Number 4, be willing to sacrifice. Have that dialogue. Make sure that it's attainable for both parties, both spouses, because each one is going to be a give.
Yep. And number 5 is pursue your own passion. I like how the article talked about don't lose yourself in your spouse's dreams. You want to have your dreams as well. And even though we touch more on Lamar's dreams, I have some dreams like he brought up. So just make sure you're finding your passion also. And it might mean that one is going, like he went in law school and I wasn't in school, but maybe now I go to school and he doesn't. We'll see.
Maybe I have 2 more kids and you don't want.
And I take your money. But anyway, thank you all for listening. Y'all, Lamar is so
That's how it
fake.
be looking like you like, I gotta get some.
Honey, I paid for these teeth. So
Yes,
I'm
you did. Lord, that's enough story. All right.
Right, make sure you subscribe and like more videos as
More,
Parson says.
more videos.